Hello and welcome back to Hearts of Iron 3, and where we left off it was 1940, and I have played quite far ahead. The reason for this is that, as you can see, the front line has not moved. In the whole time that I have played this campaign, I have been sat with this exact front line, moving divisions back and forth when I've needed to, holding the Germans off. And to be honest, we have completely nullified them. They can't break through. I've learnt that now. We've lived a year. We've gone through multiple German divisions, millions of German deaths, and yeah, they just can't break through anywhere really along here. There's river lines pretty much all across this bit, down here as well. And I am reinforcing with a few units. I've actually got a couple of tank divisions down here that I can hold in reserve now, and I've got some reserves here as well, so I do have some reserve forces, and I'm sort of debating what I want to do next. This is about when the German AI would declare war on the Soviets, but I'm not sure that's going to happen because there's quite an interesting phenomena going on down here. So you've probably noticed this. The Soviets are at war with Yugoslavia, Romania and Greece, of all people. Greece are heading towards the Axis quite heavily, so in this weird sort of world, the Soviets are invading the Balkans and slowly pushing up. This has been going on for about a year, and yeah, nothing's really gone on. And then of course, because there's mutual assistance pacts, I think, between these three countries, they're all involved in it, and they're all trying desperately to hold the Soviets in place. So this is quite interesting, but what I think will happen, or what I think this will mean, is I don't think the AI will declare war, because I think the Soviets are at war, and yeah, so I'm a little bit disappointed. But in other good news, as you can see, the Brits have pretty much total naval superiority over the Germans. They are just absolutely wrecking house. There's not many German submarines about, there's a couple. But, yeah, the Germans are just stuffed on that front. The Italians haven't declared war, which is frustrating. I was really hoping they would, because I need a second front, effectively. We've got the front up here at Narvik, which is sort of a stalemate. But we need an actual second front to open, a proper one. So, yeah, that's about it. Really. Time we shall move forwards. But yeah, this is all that's been happening. It's a complete stalemate. I'm going to need to build up, I think, more divisions, really, to act as an advanced force. Because we probably have the manpower to launch a couple... I mean, it says we need 100 manpower to reinforce. I mean, that is the major concern, actually, on this campaign, is I might just run out of manpower. Because the AI, I don't think can... I think everyone is right when they say that the German AI's manpower count can't reach 0. I think that's correct. So they do have unlimited manpower, but you can make it so that their divisions become combat ineffective due to the amount of manpower they need to use to actually reinforce them. And you can keep it near 0. So was my plan, but the problem is executing that and not being able to advance is a bit of a problem. I can't advance. I can hold, but advancing might be a struggle. So I'm going to plan, I think, for 1942 to maybe have a few advances. And the question is, should I play... I mean, I can probably put this on ×5. Because this is what happens. My divisions now are very good, by the way. They are... top of the line, really, as top of the line as they can be. So we've got an organisation now of 53 and 50. So with lots of those issues have been worked out in regards to organisation, that's for sure. But yeah, this is what happens. So they throw, you know, we lose 8,000, but they lose 53,000, and this just goes on and on. This back and forth. If the Brits would get involved, that would be great, because their divisions that they've got over here just sitting around, that's more than enough for them to push up and just You know, we could knock out Turnout and then maybe do something like this and encircle all the divisions in the Netherlands. That would be really good. But yeah, there's no war with the Soviets. Or at least it doesn't look like there's going to be anytime soon. I mean, if we're lucky, the Soviet AI might declare war on the Germans. That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. And I am just upgrading all my divisions at the moment because we're looking a little bit light on the old upgrades. It's been a while since we've done them. 43. We can get high density alloys. That's always worth getting. We can get the next level of airframe research. But yeah, this has been it. Just a never-ending slog would be how I describe it. And speaking of never-ending slogs, we probably need to chuck in you and Charles de Gaulle just to make sure that that doesn't fall to bits. This is what I can do. I can just move divisions like back and forth wherever the attacks are coming. And our divisions now are at a point where, sure, they lose strength, but they generally handle business pretty easily. I mean, one division isn't going to break through there. So yeah, the 72 odd manpower loss a day is a little bit of an issue. And then let's send another division, like that. Because Liège and Namur are quite defensible. But yeah, this is all you've missed. Because I just don't have the strength to push out. That's the problem. I can hold marvellously. But pushing out, I just don't have the ability. We're going to win that. And then we're going to win this as well. It's just going to take a bit longer. So the question is, what do I do? Do I build up some more forces behind the front lines, bearing in mind they only have limited manpower, so I'm going to need to build very elite tank divisions that are going to take a long time to be produced. Like, do I produce something like this? Maybe? You know, something along the lines of that. Do I go with that? You know, because it's just such a massive division. Rather than SP artillery, do I chuck in, because I don't actually like SP artillery that much, do I put in tank destroyer and just make it into a bit of a beast? I mean, that costs 53 IC to build. You can build 2 battleships for apparently the cost of a tank division. Not sure that makes much sense. But yeah, this is how the cookie crumbles. This is the experience that is going on. And I'll say, we need the Soviets to attack or do something, because right now they're in a never-ending battle with Romania that it doesn't look like they're going to win. And our navy is taking losses, but I'm not putting anything into that. We're not losing that many convoys. Then we get attacked in Antwerp again, and then this battle's going to result in a win. And then we lost 280, but they lost over 15,000. You know, it's just a never-ending tirade. And then when we look at their manpower, it goes down, and then I guarantee to you next month it'll be back up again. So, yeah, the never-ending battle of the Albert Canal, so to speak. And all, I think, because the Soviets have got into this weird war with Romania, that, I mean, Romania just pushed out and took a province. They did actually expand, I think, Romania at one point as I was watching them to about here, and then they got pushed back again. I mean, it does look like they've put some troops over there. Like, a few. you know, the more of the divisions that they put over in that direction, the easier it is for me. And then up in, yeah, Narvik, we're in a bit of a stalemate with the Germans. They can't beat us back, and we can't beat them back. So we're just sort of sat here staring at each other. But at least Norway is still in the war. It's not as successful as with the British campaign, but it's fairly successful. There's some Polish submarines up there just hanging out. Yeah, the German Navy is pretty much entirely wrecked. Speaking of which, where's the Tirpitz? I could have sworn I saw the Tirpitz earlier. But yeah, every now and then I look at one of these. I mean, I did do a little encirclement here a while ago. I captured 2 divisions. But it's minor wins, very minor. So yeah, I am somewhat debating what to do next. You know, what's the plan here? Do I build one of these? Ah, why not? We'll build one for now, because it's going to take the majority of the production queue and it won't be built until forever. Okay, so you're 42 and you're 42. We don't need to be doing you two then. You and you, and yeah, we're all up to date on all of these, doing 41 level techs. Ah, yes, we can do blitzkrieg tactics. So let's do the stormtrooper tactics. So we do have a lot of light infantry and things. And hopefully the new mic stand is sounding a bit better. I'm quite pleased with it personally as a stand. I just got it off Amazon, so but I think it'll hopefully improve my audio quality a little bit. I haven't really listened to it back. This is one of the first videos that I'm doing after putting the video sort of quality up a bit, so yeah, let me know what you think of the audio, if it sounds any better. Ooh, Battle of Ghent. So yeah, this is a general offensive at the moment. As you can see, we can reinforce here. They're never breaking through there. They won't be breaking through that. But 1 division means nothing, and then 2 divisions there also mean nothing. So they're not concentrating enough forces, really. Ah, we did lose a core HQ command. Interesting. It's been a while since that happened. Right, and then we've got a little bit more to put into production. So yeah, I need to build maybe a core of armor with which to break out, maybe. That's where my mind is at the moment, is some form of breakout with maybe from here, from Antwerp into Turnout. But we've got to get across a river ourselves. That's the problem. And then we've got to be quick enough to sort of move like this and actually capture the Germans off guard. And then we're only going to be holding a new river line up in Amsterdam. It's just going to be liberation of Amsterdam. This is like a World War I scenario, except we can't accurately model the impact of the blockade, you see. Because in many respects, it wasn't actually, you know, it wasn't really just the breakthroughs of 1918. It was the massive impact that the blockade had on Germany as well that was really the major issue. I mean, being on war economy for this long will be making the Soviets very impressed. Oh, they lost Odessa. There's me saying that it'll make the Soviets impressive. Well, no, apparently it won't. Okay, and yeah, let's get the tank crews training. Let's try and build up that hard and soft attack. So it's just Liège and Namur. That's actually a better job there than they've done in a while. But we've got a couple of tank divisions that I can pull south. Like so. Oh, they are attacking all along the front again, though. So yeah, we're on speed 5 and everything just happens like this. I mean, I'm almost tempted just to call this campaign a success and then just leave it, because I didn't expect to survive against the German onslaught in 1940, and I've done that. So, like, it's strange. Like, on the one hand, I want to keep going because I feel like I could, you know, as France, I could probably beat Germany eventually, subject to my. But I feel like my manpower is just going to run out, and I'm just going to lose the campaign, really just by default, because the AI is given manpower buffs. Like, that's the only reason I've lost this against, you know, in real terms, I've won the campaign, but in terms of, you know, being sort of constrained by the fact that, you know, the AI has to be given sort of unlimited, in quotation marks, manpower, you know, it's sort of just me doing a bit of back and forth, and I'm wondering whether or not this is interesting. That's why I skipped so far ahead, because every time I went to record, I thought to myself, well, there's nothing particularly interesting happening at the moment, and I'm just statically watching my divisions just crunch German ones. You know, that's all that's happening. And when you can play the game on speed 5 like this, it means that you've won, effectively. So, yeah. What do you think? In the comments below, tell me what you want me to do. Do you want me to keep playing this campaign and maybe just play it off camera until I can build up, you know, some tank divisions or something? Or do you want me just to call it here? Because I am going to run out of manpower. It's just the way of it. And at that point, I'm just going to be stuck. Now, you might have noticed the national unity is massively increased. France gets a load of events that increase their national unity as long as you can hold for long enough. They also get an industry reallocation event from metropolitan France to, like, Africa, North Africa. I said no to that because we were holding the line so well, and it gives you a massive boost in national unity if you say no and you say you're going to hold. So that's why my national unity is so immensely good. Yeah, but every battle, like, just goes along these lines. I did reinforce over here a little bit with a couple of extra divisions that I built, just to make sure that they can't break in. I mean, they're attacking the Maginot Line because the AI, in the AI's thinking, is that 4 divisions are easier to break through than the divisions up here. But in reality, it doesn't work like that. They're actually, you know, due to the fort modifiers, really, really weak attacking down there. So the AI should be, and if, you know, I was playing Germany, you should be moving, you know, 1 division, or maximum 2, you know, so 2 divisions up here where there's no, you know, river, so these 2 divisions, 1 division here, with maybe garrisons or whatever else you've got. And all of the frontline divisions should be up here, and they should be just bashing into my units right now. They would break through if they picked a particular point to attack. They would be breaking through right now. But because they're not doing that, I'm able to hold a never-ending defensive battle a la World War One. And this is what this is turned into. It's just World War One, but World War Two version of World War One. And to break that stalemate, I now find myself building, you know, heavy tank divisions, much like World War One. In the sense that, you know, tanks did play a pretty prominent part in breaking the stalemate. And stormtrooper tactics. Yeah. And then you'll watch units just break. Literally just break. And then they'll reappear. And you'll see them do it. They'll reappear in Berlin. With 0 manpower. I mean, there's the 2nd Panzer Division now that just broke. It was attacking over here and it just got smashed. Now, in reality, the Germans wouldn't have this much manpower just to keep throwing at me and they would have already lost. This reminds me a little bit of Verdun, the Verdun tactic. Was it Field Marshal Falkenhayn who wanted to turn Verdun into a meat grinder? Well, this is what I've done against the Germans. Reverse, but Verdun. But I could, you know, the option is I carry on with this and do it maybe off camera, or I could, in theory, maybe do a new campaign. I could do a new campaign vote, and we could just, you know, see between us what you want me to do. Could make it very open, possibly, you know. Just pick the faction that you want me to do, and I'll do it. No questions asked. You know, last time I did a campaign vote, you know, France came off very well. I think Finland people were quite interested in, but I think China is the one that people are most interested in. Oh yeah, and China hasn't declared war yet either. Well, that's interesting actually. I guess that's the thing. If I can hold out until December, then Japan will declare war on America. Or they should do. I mean, I don't know whether or not France holding out for this long will just make the Japanese AI wig out as well. Just supplies, okay. We're going to take a little bit out of production, and we're going to put it into supply. Now, hopefully that'll sort our supply issues out. And the answer was no. Tech-wise, though, we've got really good tech. You know, we've really worked our asses off here to keep ourselves competitive with the Germans. I mean, I've done no naval research whatsoever, so our naval tech is terrible. But I think that's a small price to pay. Hasselmir. Oh, also, our generals, this guy's about to hit level 4, but our generals all across the board are pretty good now. Level 4. We've got some level 5 commanders, I think, as well, yeah. We've got very good commanders at the moment. Very experienced people that have been fighting this battle for a long time. I mean, sure, we've made the German commanders just equally as good, but in some places we're actually better. Like this guy. He's an old guard, but he's level 4. This is where we actually need the old guards, because effectively this is a recreation of World War I. Okay, and as I say, there's no movement on the Soviet front. I mean, there is. Romania are invading and actually doing pretty well, but there's no movement in relation to them attacking the Germans. So, yeah, we are just sat in a bit of a slog. Is the only way I can describe it. Oh, being attacked in Bruges is a bit different. And that unit's going to break. Yeah. It's mainly the Air Force, I think, that's doing this manpower damage. And then we beat them back again, and then we're only being attacked in Antwerp by a crappy police division and some infantry and a single tank division. And then let's have a look at their manpower. 49. And then it'll be winter again pretty soon, and we'll get the mud effect, and then we'll be back here again in a year's time. So there you go, guys. That's, as I say, this is I'm a bit tapped out, as you can tell from playing this. So I'm not sure where we want to go from here. I'm going to upload this, and then I'm going to let you guys decide what you want me to do. I could probably play off camera until sort of December time, or is it December when Japan attacks? I should know that. I should know the date of Pearl Harbor off the top of my head. But you know, I can sort of work until then and maybe see sort of how things go. Let me get to September 1st, and then I'll call it an episode. I mean, our generals are just impressive. He's an urban assault specialist, this guy. Where is he? They're all urban assault specialists. Oh, I love that. They've fought in urban terrain so long that they have become urban assault specialists. Is there any other tiers of that, actually? Oh, and you get extra digging bonus and stuff like... Oh, these generals, like, once they start kicking in, it's not too bad. And they've definitely kicked in a little bit. Like you, for example. So is there any other tiers of that? How close are you to... Urban Warfare Master. Yeah, you can get that. Ooh, that's cool. Right, Bank for International Settlements. Don't really have a huge amount of supplies to give. Or I didn't, but of course I'm putting it all into supply. And there we go, guys. I'm going to, as I say, leave it there and say thank you very much for watching. Let me know what you want me to do, because, as I say, I don't think I can push out. I don't want to give up my dig-in bonus on the assumption that I might be able to push out, because I just don't think I'm going to be able to. I can't really build any divisions because I don't have a huge amount of manpower, and apparently I need 100 to reinforce, so I'm just stuck in a never-ending, you know, battle of attrition with the German AI. The Soviets are bumming about, so I look forward to seeing you in the next episode when hopefully we'll know what we're doing. Thanks again. Bye bye.